In this world, there are different regions, and some of these regions are termed as blue zones. Now, what are these blue zones? Blue zones are the areas where you will find longest or the people who have lived their longest lives and healthiest lives. And Okinawa in Japan is one of them. Other regions are including like Italy and California in the US, and even Loma Linda and Costa Rica, Icaria in the Greece. So you'll find these places where you will find the people with longest lives and healthiest lifestyles. And if you see what practices they follow, they know the purpose of their lives. That is the reason they are more happy in living their lives. They know what direction they have to follow. So if we come to some of the rituals that they follow, is that they are more socially adept. So they are always, engaged into social activities, best spirit. And they feel much better, or a feeling of belonging that they have. And due to this, they live longer lives. And even the eating habits, of course. So as I have come across many articles which clearly mention that coffee is a very good drink when it comes to, it can add years to your life. So having coffee daily at a fixed time would really improve your immunity or boost your life and add years in your life. So if you see Sardinia, Icaria in the Greece, people there, these are also blue zones, of course. So people there have the practice of drinking a lot of coffee. They always indulge into drinking coffee, especially with different people or people in their groups. So let's come back to our topic today, that what exactly the people in Okinawa in Japan do to live a long life. So there are two very prominent things that they do. First is that they follow 80% rule. And second is they practice a Moai practice. Now what is this 80% rule? It is a rule in which you have to stop eating once you are 80% full. And how you would come to know that you are 80% full? You will just feel that you are satisfied after having the meal. So you have to stop then and there, and you are not going to have even a single piece of meal once you feel that you are satisfied. Another thing that they do is that they eat in small portions. They eat only 3 times and eat very slowly. So their pace is very slow, and due to that, their hunger is beaten up. So eating slowly and in small portions. This is what they practice. So that is called 80% rule. Once your stomach is 80% full, you have to stop. And how you will come to know that? Whenever you feel that you are satisfied, you have to stop there. So that's about the 80% rule. And they eat a very organic diet. When it comes to diet, they eat more proteins, foods that are rich in proteins, like fish. We know very well. We have all had sushi, or we have come across sushi, right? So sushi is an example that they are really very good cooks, and they love cooking, and they eat the food which is organic, raw and fresh. So this is about the 80% rule. So you have to remember that when it comes to 80% rule, stop eating when you are satisfied, and secondly, eating in small portions and eating slowly. So it's easy to do, right? Not very easy, but at least we can try. Then coming to the Moai practice. Now what is the Moai practice? It is a very good practice. Imagine that whatever we are doing, whatever tasks we have taken up, if we get the support from our society, how much exuberance we would feel in doing that task, how much enthusiasm we would feel in doing that task. This kind of practice that the Japanese people follow is called the Moai practice. And Moai is nothing but a cultural group that they have, a social group that they form. And it starts from just right from the childhood. So some of the groups have been there for around 90 years and up, some of the Moais in Japan. And in this practice, it is not just a group is formed, but they have to arrange funds for the group every month. This group is like their second family. They have their family, but this is the second family, and they have to meet this, arrange a meeting within the group for at least once a week or twice a week, and share their ideas, discuss about future plans, collect some money from each of the member of the group, and this money is used for practicing their common interests, games, or even social cultural events. At the same time, some of the money is used to lend to the person or the member who is in emergency or financial crisis, or someone who has to buy a land or a piece of property urgently. So this kind of help is done very openly, and they get full support from their society or their clan or group, which is called Moai. So this Moai practice is something which I think is a brilliant idea to support each other, even in crisis or even in good times, or even for social purpose. Then coming back to the Moai practice, one more thing I would like to mention here is that these groups start from the childhood. So some people have been in touch with each other right from the childhood till the 90s. And due to that, imagine how much satisfaction or happiness they might be feeling to meet the same person for so many years, to have a dedicated relationship with a person for such a long time. Besides the family members, they have some support system that they can access anytime, they can use anytime, or they can even help each other anytime. So imagine if we would have such a practice in our society, how much easy our life would be, how much support we would feel from the society. So these two things really make a great impact, the Moai practice and the 80% rule. And somehow we can at least make this part of our life, right? To try. We can just give it a try. And I hope it will bring a change in our lifestyles. Thank you so much for giving me your time. Goodbye.